Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this bonus unboxing video, that's obviously exactly what I'm going to be doing. But the reason why I'm doing this as a bonus unboxing video, not just opening it in my own time, is because let's make it into a bit of a guessing game, which I know people really enjoy that sort of thing. But also, again, I want to say a big, huge thank you to the seller of what's exactly in here. So what we've got in here is the main purpose of this, I suppose, whole purchase was resolving all around one particular figure. There was one particular figure. I might do some clues for this, but I think, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think anybody out there will probably guess it, and it's really difficult to do some clues, but I still want to tell you the story. The other thing that's in here, so there's two separate things I'll do the guessing game with. But yeah, so the way this sort of happened is, well, let's talk about the seller first and foremost, because the seller on eBay, he's got a crazy name. His name is Octopus Surprise. He's an incredibly nice chap. I've spoken to him quite a bit, obviously, over the last couple of weeks, and funny enough, I brought from him before one of the Japanese cassettes. I think it was the Darien. I ended up buying one of them from him on eBay because he's got loads of Japanese Transformers, as well as some quite sought after ones as well, which is completely right, you know, right up my street, with all different variants. But anyway, the reason this all came about is the A to Z that I'm doing, and I know we're only on B, but I think about a few more days, so depending on where we are on here, I only got a few more days away, and I realised already that there's a figure that I thought I had, but I actually didn't. And that's because in Japan, when they released loads of Micromasters, lots of them were exactly the same. They didn't change anything at all, but on some on some sets, because they came obviously in 4s and in 3s, they did. There was 2 sets where they changed completely. I was going to say completely different colours, but that's probably over exaggerating, but they did in fact change some of the colours to 2 different sets. And I, for some reason, didn't realise. No, I didn't realise I didn't have the figure. That's what I was trying to say, because I had the Hasbro ones in the robot modes and the Takara ones in the alternate modes. And the alternate mode, you can't tell the difference with this particular figure that I was after. So I started to panic, and I obviously saw that he was selling Japanese figures, so I sent him an email just after this one particular Micromaster, which indeed he did have, and I've got it in here, so I'm going to show you that in a second. So that's incredibly nice of him to, you know, break up a set and sell just one individual figure to me. So the figure itself, as I say, came out in 1989, and so did the other figure in here, and I suppose it's a clue. It's a set of 4. They came out in 1989 as well. Let's do the first one then. So the first one, the Japanese one, there was an Autobot set and there was a Decepticon set. So a Cybertron and a Destron set. The particular figure that I got the one of, it was from the Destron set. And they got like a double barrel name, both the Hasbro and the Takara version, and I'm just going to tell you it because it's going to be really difficult. So the Takara version is called Black Heat, and here's a redeco of this particular figure, which is Black Jack. And the difference is that he's got yellow parts where these are purple. So of course, because I had him in alternate mode, I didn't realise that I didn't have him, and I had 2 Hasbro ones on display. I perhaps could have been duped when I was buying them years and years ago. I don't know. I won't say that I definitely was. It's my own fault. But yeah, so I needed to get Black Heat, and I got one. But because I was buying one figure from him, I checked out his listings on eBay. He's got some great deals, and he's got the make an offer thing as well, which is even better. And then I ended up purchasing these, and this is another set of 4, so you can pretty much guess what they are already. They did come out in the same year, 1989. These are one of the first sets of these particular type of figures that they started releasing. They are the Autobots, and now there was loads more Autobots than what there was of the Decepticons. So these are the standard Hasbro, and so no different decos at all. But the reason why I got this was because it's got the backing card, and I actually haven't got the backing card to this particular set. And again, it was on there for such a good price, and then it just made shipping a little bit easier to get this one. So I ended up going for this as well. So this is a 1989 Autobot set of 4 figures. The figures themselves do not consist of any military vehicles. They do not consist of any rescue vehicles, and they do not consist of any, I suppose, off-road vehicles. So that leaves one of the set, which I'm going to leave you guys guessing in a minute. because it looks like he's packaged them all separately. I want to show you this guy first and foremost, even though you're going to be seeing quite a bit more of him very soon. So this is the Japanese exclusive Black Heat. This guy came with Gingham and a few others. Again, you're going to see them all in the A to Z, and as I say, that's pretty much, see what I mean? The only difference is that when he's transformed, I really don't like transforming Japanese exclusives, even the Micromasters, just purely because they scare me far too much. So this is Black Heat and that is Black Jack. So there you go. That's one of the most, I don't want to say subtle, most innocuous, I suppose, color changes that they did. There's the other ones you're about to see are really vastly different, but this was the one that I was definitely missing. So huge thank you for this. And then the other set, as I say, to be fair, he's packaged them separately. They're in this little box here, the figures are, but the backing card is brilliantly packaged here, like so. And you probably already guessed it, but this is incredibly well wrapped. They've got the bubbles on it as well, so what I might have to do is speak to my good friend Mr. Tim Banerjee to see what he can do regarding all of this. So let's see if you've guessed the correct patrol. So for those of you, I'm sure you guessed it was a Micromaster Patrol. As I say, there was one set missing from 1989 that I didn't really mention, and no, maybe you can't do, it's a bit battered up, but who knows, he's pretty good. This was the race car patrol set, so the individual figures are there and there's the set. But again, huge thank you to Octopus Surprise, huge thank you to you guys. Hope you're enjoying the A to Z, and I can continue now. So there you go, I'm buzzing. Great stuff, guys. Take care.